Hello and welcome to Thought for January the 24th. Our readings are Genesis chapters 39 and 40, Psalm 44 and Matthew chapter 26. And our thought is, the Lord caused all that he did to succeed. There is a lot of food for thought in today's account in Genesis of the experience of young Joseph after he was sold as a slave into Egypt by his jealous brothers. We need to take careful note of the several references to the Lord's involvement in his life. Verse 2 of chapter 39 tells us, the Lord was with Joseph and he became a successful man. Then the next verse, the Lord caused all that he did to succeed in his hands. Now we do not think he realized this at the time, but looking back on the events, he sensed this must have been so. Can we similarly look back and see how in some circumstances, in a remarkable way, all things work together for good, as Romans 8 and verse 28 tells us, in the unfolding of some, if not many circumstances and events in our lives? Joseph was handsome in form and appearance, we read in verse 6, and today people in the world would see this as a great blessing. However, it can result in a real testing time for those who are committed to serving God and putting him first in their lives. It may not be a blessing at all. Now note Joseph's words to the woman, his master's wife, who is trying to seduce him. How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God? Verse 9. The greatest sin in giving in to her temptations and her attempts at seduction would have been against God, in breaking the laws of behaviour he had laid down. As we live in a world where so few have this consciousness, we may well encounter more and more situations that change our conscience. So how great is the need to have an active conscience? See Paul's comments in Acts 24 and verse 16. Finally, we notice the outcome after Joseph was unjustly thrown into prison after the false accusations of this woman. But the Lord was with Joseph and showed him steadfast love and gave him favour in the sight of the keeper of the prison, we read in verse 21. And what's the lesson? All things continue to work together for our ultimate good, through all circumstances, however difficult, when we commit ourselves to put the Lord first in all the paths we tread. Well, thank you once again for joining us for Thought for the Day, where together we can open up the pages of God's Word, knowing that Word to be a lamp to our feet and a light to our path.